Welcome everyone, so today I'm going to be streaming the new expansion to Stellaris. It's known as Apocalypse, and it's certainly a long-awaited expansion, as well as its accompanying patch, the Cherry patch version 2.0. So in this new expansion and patch, basically the main focus has been to really focus on the war mechanics found within the game, to basically overhaul them completely. And there's a massive actual list that I've got written down of all of the changes that have been added within the aforementioned patch and expansion. So I'm going to be doing a let's play today with the new expansion and the patch, and I've actually come up with a couple of races, and I think I'm going to be playing as this one, the Order of the Illuminated. I've called this Empire. I should actually mention some of this list of all the changes that have been made though before I get started proper. So within the Apocalypse expansion itself, it's actually released on 22nd of February. Paradox were kind enough to provide me with an early copy, as they did with quite a few YouTubers and streamers as well. And basically in the expansion itself, there's a new planetary destruction ability. You've got Titan ships, which are even bigger than battleships. Planetary destruction ability itself uses a special ship that needs a lot of protection because it doesn't have any other weapons other than a planet destroyer. You've got a special ion cannon that can be added to the new star bases within the expansion. You've got a Marauders mechanic, which is kind of like a Great Khan, Temujin, Mongol type thing, where they can unite and conquer the whole galaxy. It's like a mid-game crisis just in the expansion. And there are also new civics and ascension perks found within the expansion. Within the patch, there's a whole new border rework. There's new star bases, colony resettlement, and leader have had changes for their costs. They no longer use influence, they now use energy. Actually the colonies don't. It don't just cost minerals to make the colony ships and just maintenance. There's a whole new fast and light travel overhaul. It's basically using now hyper lanes, hyper warp entirely, but there are gateways and wormholes. There's terrain, so that can affect things. There's new claim mechanic when it comes to the war overhaul, war exhaustion, fleet size limit, fleet manager has been added. There's home bases for fleets, armor changes, ship designer changes, army rework, orbital bombardment changes, and many tech changes, and much beyond that. So it's one heck of a list, frankly. And I'm going to be showing off as much of that as I can throughout the course of the Let's Play. Now, I am of course streaming, so I better check a few things, see if there's anything going on in chat. If you have any questions, chat, let me know, whether it's now or throughout the course of the Let's Play. Right, so let's get started then. So the Empire I'm going to be playing as today, the Order of the Illuminated. I've put a lot of thought into this. I didn't come out with a backstory actually, didn't have enough time, but yeah, I've made sure to check if all of this is going to work faction wise. I put a lot of effort into thinking about what civics, what government will work, and the traits. So if we come into here first, let's edit them. I guess I could show you some of the new civics that were added. So a lot of the civics have actually been changed as well. For instance, cutthroat politics, that used to give influence, is now a reduction on edict costs. And one big focus of this race I'm going to be using is actually going to gear it to be pretty good when it comes to using edicts. Now before they were pretty much useless or worthless because they were too expensive and often were only on a planetary level. Now they're actually much more so on an empire level and can be pretty worthwhile, especially if you get some bonuses like that. Spiritualism's actually changed, so I'm going to be using that ethic, which also has a bit of a reduction cost, and there's other ways that you can increase their duration or reduce their cost, which I'll be talking about much later on. So there were a few new civics entirely. I'm not actually going to be using any. 2 of them are to do with special planets, tomb worlds. It's a decent trait. Definitely want to use that sometime, but I won't be using it today. And Life Seeder, which is basically it's a Gaia world, which could work well with spiritualists. Actually, they like Gaia worlds, but I won't be using that. The issue with that is you can only colonize Gaia worlds if you're starting population, so it's quite limiting. But very good for one system challenges. And there is a barbaric despoiler thing, civic, which has some really nice stuff actually. But I decided, the other race I created was using that, but I decided the fact that you can't have any diplomacy, perhaps I'll use that in a different one, because I often use very aggressive races in the games, in the Let's Plays I do for Stellaris. I wanted to have the option of more of a diplomatic approach in this one. So in terms of this race, what I'm going to be doing is, because since I'm religious spiritualist, I'm probably going to go down the psionic route with these guys, but I will be very aggressive in how I go about things. The traits, this is actually a new one here, traditional, so you now actually have a trait that gives unity, and there's a quarrelsome trait which minuses unity. These guys, I'm going to be using them on certain tiles, and that's what I like to gear up my populations for. I actually did a guide when this is on YouTube later the video, not in stream. I'll leave a link up here in the cards to that guide to really help you maximize your tile output with your populations. That guide will help you with. But I've got big plans for these guys. Currently I've actually got a couple of points spare. This later on is going to allow me to get certain diversify them into 4 different species, the plan will be. So later on I'll be able to give them basically, I'm probably going to have some of them have thrifty, intelligent, very strong and food, so I'll be able to use a ton of tiles of those subspecies. If I can get pre-sentience though, I may use those instead, but we'll have to see if I will be able to get them. I've actually picked syncretic species as well with this race, which gives us a secondary species. They're called the Acquiesce, and this main race is called the Sacrosanct. And this secondary race is the amazing servile trait. You can't see all the details there, it's cut off for some reason. But they're great when it comes to food and industry. And later on I intend to split them into 2 subspecies as well. And so I've got lots of plans basically with this race coming up. Which will take a while, but we'll get to it throughout the course of the Let's Play. So we're starting Homeworld of Order. Our sun is called Scintillant, I think. Let's quickly have a look through all of this. I'm using the Humanoids DLC. These are from the Humanoids DLC, which is pretty new. It was the extra DLC content just before the recent expansion. Yes, that's the secondary species. Going to be starting on Arid World. It looks quite good. And Terraform worlds actually always turn to Arid. So that's kind of a interesting tip that why Arid worlds are particularly good. They have changed how yields work, because you have tend to have more minerals, for instance, on frozen worlds, which is ideal. I do often like to go frozen because of that reason, but I'm gonna have a change and go for Arid in this one. A lot of these picks, government for instance, is to do with factions. I've gone for slaver guilds as well for my other civic. I intend to actually change that at mid-game when the edicts become a lot more important. I'll have the resources for them. And so I think that pretty much covers most of the details for this race. The ruler is the Grand Illuminator. Here is the Archkindling. So it is literally the Order of the Illuminated. The title. Right, so that covers them. Let's get started then. Let's get to the game details. Now I'll have a quick look in chat, see what's going on. Okay, more people are starting to join, but chat's a bit quiet. Any questions, any requests, chat, anything you want me to talk about, let me know. Right, let's dip back into the game. So I'm going to be playing on a large galaxy size, one of the maximum size. I'm going to play on a spiral 2-arm. It's kind of the prettiest one in my opinion out of the options. There's a number of options though. Default empires. Normally it's 3 advanced AI stats, so I'm going to have 1 because I'm going to play on hard difficulty. Keep the fallen empires at default. We've got the new marauder empires, the Khans, so we're going to have 2 of those. You can actually change the tech and tradition costs, but I'm going to keep that to default as well as most of these details actually. Habitable worlds defaults. I've actually raised the primitive civilizations, really hoping for more pre-sentience. No, I'm not sure if it actually increases the amount of pre-sentience, but primitives are pretty good anyway. Crisis strength, that's actually the default, which is a bit strange that it's not 1. The mid-game crisis is the new Khan thing, I believe, so that can happen 100 years into the game. Endgame crisis, these are all of the old ones, like the robot one and a Preflorin, I think it is, and there's 1 more. Other than that, AI aggressiveness is default. I'm actually going to put that on random. The empire placement, I don't want to be stuck in the middle of a clump of 4 or so empires with the clusters, which can happen. So we'll see what that gives us. And we've got the amount of lanes going from each hyperlane. I think that's an option for the abandoned gateways and wormholes. I keep that to the default. Iron Man off because I don't want 1 save. Since it's Let's Play on YouTube, I don't want getting corrupted or risking it in any way. So yeah, that's basically the options I'm going to be using. And yeah, time to get started then. Let's play. Okay, so what I'm hoping for here is basically as big a homeworld as you can get, which is size 20. Just a normal basic info. Right, so let's click that, and here we are in the scintillant system order. We've got right down the middle. You can have between a size 16 and a size 20 world, and we got size 18, so that's fine, frankly. So we can see our Sacrosanct population and the acquiescence. Excellent. So let's zoom out a bit. What part of the map are we in? North, east, I guess. Okay, and that is the order of the illuminated. Got a interesting question in chat. What breed of dog is your favorite? Okay, I have no idea where you're going with that. Right. Let's have a look at the science. I don't actually know, to be honest. Right, I haven't put much thought into it. Let's have a look at the science here then. So, as usual, all previous Stellaris versions, you start picking your tech straight away, and that's no different now. So out of these, I'm going to go for blue laser. There's been a massive balance change done to all the weapons, which I can talk more about later on. Society. Let's go for... I think I'll go for the biolab, actually. I'm probably going to focus, yeah, on society early game, but I may switch over to physics or engineering, especially get the sciences later in the game, we'll see. And engineering, those options, because I'm spiritualist, we're probably not going to get robots in this game. The last Let's Play I did was starting as a very robot-focused empire that actually had an uprising, became the robots, and I finished the game by winning as robots. So it's going to be very different to that. But I would like the mineral bonus, so I'm going to get that first robot tech in this instance. Okay, I think I'm the only person on YouTube who actually tried doing that as well. So yeah, it was pretty good. Let's play that. Right, so this one will be just as good, definitely, I believe. Let's have a look quickly in the factions. So here we can see, you may be wondering about some of the choices I made with this race. You can get some idea why I picked certain things here. So I get a huge bonus to the authoritarians. I've got 3 different ethics. Decadent pops, that helps with it, for instance, and also the imperial government, that's why I picked those. And also it lowers the egalitarians, which is also another good reason for picking them. Other than that, having slaves affects the xenophobes. We are xenophile though, so that's going to counter it. Have very strong pops within my populace, so that's affecting the militarist a bit. Definitely going to be trying to conquer basically everyone pretty much in this game, so it will be a militaristic game even if I don't have the ethics and no spirit. Well, we have some spiritualism, no materialism. Let's see how lucky I've got with the starting leader, the Grand Illuminator. So he happens to have extra happiness bonus and space miner, so that ooh, that's really good actually. Mining station build cost reduction and constructor cost is okay. Your gender is a new generation, growth speed and happiness. Okay, nice. Not sure if it's necessarily the best, but some of those, yeah, the mining station one especially is pretty good. So first things first, let's get our science ship doing some sciencey stuff. There's anomaly fail risk reduction, that's pretty good. Let's have a look wider afield. So yeah, when it comes to how expansion works within Apocalypse, it's changed a heck of a lot. So no longer, well, basically now you expand by making outposts, star bases within each and every system. You no longer expand by colonizing. You can't actually colonize unless the planet happens to be within your territory now. So I need to start scouting, and you can't use corvettes to explore anymore. At least not until they have proper sensors, I think. So you have to use a science ship. Now when it comes to which place I should expand to, I should probably be looking for choke points, places that I can easily defend, potentially, because building star bases to defend certain areas is probably going to be rather important. So that's a nice area to head off towards. I think I could plonk a fortress there and maybe defend it without too much issues. You're limited in how many star bases you can actually have though, so I have to plan this out quite carefully, but this capacity will go up throughout the course of the game. There are a variety of ways. More systems you get, more population, and yeah, various traditions can increase it, and I think there are other ways as well. So right, let's go up to here to scout first of all. Then constructor can pick up some minerals. Minerals is really the mantra of the early game. That hasn't changed, so I'm going to be getting that. They can just do nothing for the time being. Let's raise the speed up to the maximum. I'll have a quick look at chat. Okay, and yeah, let's get going. So the Unity pick, I can pick that up rather soon anyway. It's not an issue whatsoever. So I could take it first, couldn't I? Yeah, you know what? I'll go for that first. We can pick the biolab up a bit later. A bit concerned that the biolab won't come back soon. That's the only reason why I picked it. But yeah, I'll go with that. Fair enough. So, right, science ship should be getting out pretty soon. Might want to get that energy, but yeah, minerals is really the thing I definitely want to be getting. The starting governor I have is what? Not that great a one. Leader lifespan. So he's going to live a long time, but isn't giving me any bonuses, which is a shame. I would like the clear blocker one to start out, to be honest. I think, or maybe the build-in reduction cost one. Now, currently, I believe I might have mentioned it earlier. You don't spend influence on leaders anymore.
Construction complete.
So to hire them. So I need 200 to hire another scientist, which I want to do, and I need to get another science ship out basically at some point. Should I get that money then? Yeah, I think I will, because I can get the next scientist a bit sooner if I get that, and a 3 source is pretty good, but I really want to be focusing on minerals, frankly, at this stage, and for quite a while. I really need to start thinking and analysing this map a bit to see where I want to be making star bases a bit later on. So you can't expand your territory until you've surveyed the territory where you want to expand. So yeah, that's what my scientist is currently busy doing in Escont.
Anomaly found.
Right, there's a minimum fail risk of 5%, which was the case before this patch. So I'm not going to do that 10% one yet.
Construction complete.
Okay, I won't pick up the physics yet. It's not really all that much needed quite yet. So let's get the constructor over to there in preparation. Let's make the science ship. Now, yeah, you can see this is a bit different. You can't build combat ships here anymore. You build them on star bases, which you actually, well, I can talk more about that in a bit and show it in, yeah, it'd be easy to just show it and talk at the same time. But for now, let's get another science ship out. Another change is the fact that you don't actually create the civilian ships or the transports anymore. It's automatically done. So when you gain extra modules, components, yeah, it's automatically upgraded, which is a really nice change, frankly. Okay, so this science ship should be completing pretty soon, hopefully. And yeah, I can start getting
system survey complete.
Some new territory then once the constructor gets over here. So if I right click on there, I can now make an outpost, a star base. Outpost is the first level. So cost minerals and influence. So in some ways, influence, there's a lot less uses for it than there used to be. I mean, you're not using it for resettling or colonizing or on your leaders, but you need tons and tons of an influence now to actually expand your territory and also make claims. So let's get the scientist over here. I can do that anomaly a bit later on. And yeah, let's keep on going.
Construction complete.
Okay, so Spaceport just finished a new science ship, and looks like I timed it perfectly. I can hire a new scientist. Which one? So that guy is very young. I could put him in the science department instead. We do have this guy giving plus 10%. When they match, you actually get plus 15%, so it's better to match, really. And they made this bit change with this, so now, yeah, the color. But sometimes, before you could actually have some statecraft things within the physics department. That can no longer happen now. So the color always matches the right department. So I'm going to hire, in this instance, that biologist guy, which will help getting tile clearers and whatnot. Stick him there. Let's recruit this young guy so he lasts a while. Spend 200. Let's put that there. Doesn't match, but the next tech hopefully will come along will. And with this scientist, let's stick on this guy who gets extra experience a bit more quickly. And let's get them over to here, I think. I'm hoping with this start there's a decent amount of space around me. And I'm hoping we're not stuck next to a devouring horde or some crazy AI like that wants to kill you straight away. But yeah, we'll see if that happens or not. Right. So other than that, my population should be growing. Yeah, I'm going to put those in the blank tiles, which is a neat little trick. Basically, I'll get a pop-up when they fully grow, and you wouldn't if you put them on a yield. So I'm going to do that. Because we're spiritualist, we get the temple, which is quite a nice building. Extra attraction, extra unity. My population is going to be great for that, since they have extra unity bonus and happiness bonus, which both will work for. Another unity building is a stronghold, which actually helps to protect your planets now, and even creates new defensive armies. You can no longer make defensive armies like you could before. You get defensive armies from your capital and the stronghold type buildings alone. And also, what's really cool about those buildings is whatever population is on that determines the ground troops. And my native Sacrosanct population happens to be resilient, so they work really well in these unity buildings, defensive buildings. And you can see the defense army damage bonus down there. And they're gonna be having a number of subspecies later on, so they'll be very good in a variety of roles. Okay, so constructor should be getting over there, making that now. There's probably a decent come up there, maybe have a starbase there. It's a good choke point. Maybe one there, I'm thinking. So yeah, you really want to plan out your territorial expansion. There's a number of things you need to be considering. Like one very important consideration is what yields are actually within each of these systems. You can see there it's got minerals and extra energy. But if there's a hostile empire near to me, it's going to be important to get certain key defensive positions, certainly. If I highlight that system, you can see similar terrain effects, environmental hazards, shield nullification. So that will basically wipe out shields, stop them working entirely. So that can be a consideration, certainly. And here we are. We can see an example of our borders growing. So Escont is now my system, and we've got the outpost here, the starbase. The outpost is the starbase's level, and we got a clear sign of some changes here. So all of these star bases now can have modules and buildings once you upgrade them to starport level. The initial outpost starbase doesn't count towards this amount, but you can see here this one does count, because yeah, it's at starport. So we've got a shipyard here, and you can build a number of things here. It's mainly defenses or naval capacity, shipyard, and extra money in that part. And the buildings, there's a lot more options that can be here and will be here later on, but there isn't a crazy amount yet. You can actually build platforms to give your star bases even more defense, and I'll certainly be doing that, especially on my fortress choke point ones later on. And because this has a shipyard, yeah, we can make our ships here. What have I got on my hotkeys? I probably need to change this a bit around, so let's take those off. I'm gonna have my shipyard at number 1, and I'll have my starting fleet at number 2. Okay. Right, so I might... Oh, constructor. Definitely need some minerals. Although I do have enough influence to get another border. Another system. I will be doing that soon, but let's get that first. Okay. Quick look at chat, see if there's any questions. Okay. Mentioning about the neat trick with the blank tiles. Yeah, basically there are things which appear here. I think it's still well worth doing it though. But yeah, I think you're right, it probably will show up there, but it's certainly much more noticeable getting a banner up here popping down and a little symbol over there. We'll get to see some of those a bit later on. Okay, so scientist
System survey complete.
surveying. Not too much in that system. There's always something in a system, but not necessarily much in every one. But I may want that system just to get over here. In fact, highly likely. Okay. Before, you could have got your corvettes to basically explore most of the map pretty much straight away if you were so inclined and find all the empires. It's not really possible now. Let's show that with my corvettes. If I wanted to go there, I can't even go there. We need a fully crewed science ship to explore a system we have no intel on. So when you get better sensors, you can get a bit of intel via that method. I will want to be making another constructor ship pretty soon. It's just a question of when. Yeah, let's make one now. I think 2 at this stage is probably a good idea. I think that's a pretty... Yeah, I probably want that one. Okay.
Construction complete.
Right, let's get... right, that's got the recent mine there. I think I'll get the other one before I grab that system, which I believe I'm going to do. Still haven't completely decided which part I should be coming along, where I should be expanding yet. There's
System survey
a number
complete.
of factors involved with it. So that's surveyed. Okay, great. I think I'm going to survey there next, and I might come back up here in a minute. Okay. It's a bit choke pointy up here, maybe. There. Okay.
Construction complete.
I want to plan, get a big amount of territory for as little start bases, fortresses as possible. Basically, that's what I'm going to try and do. Okay. It's on hard difficulty, and I think the challenge may have increased, frankly, from the bit I've played so far, with how things work, and certainly not new to, well, I need a bit of practice with certain things. Played one game nearly 100 years, and another game about 50 years, so I got a bit of practice in that time, but I haven't had a proper war, big war in any game yet. So we got our first tradition, enough unity for it. In my opinion, there's really not much reason not to go for expansion most of the time, and that really hasn't changed. It's just so useful. Discovery was often a potential option, but I think it's maybe not quite as good as it used to be. You don't, there's for certain reasons, you don't tend to explore quite as much, survey quite as much as the map as maybe you once did. You no longer trade maps. Basically, yeah, there's been a few changes there, which I'll go into detail a bit later on. Okay, but let's start on expansion. Okay, my screen's flashing a bit, and I don't know Where is this constructed to? Right, it's down there. Okay. I think, yeah, let's pick that system up next. I probably am going to pick this up, but it's crap at the moment, and maybe I should be picking up a better systems, frankly. Haven't found any planets yet to colonize.
Construction complete.
Certainly something I will going to need to find at some stage. That constructor's done. Okay. There is 2 level 2 energy here. If it was a level 4 energy, I would pick it up pretty soon, because the 2 level 2s are not so valuable. So I'm going to wait on them a little bit. New scientist gained a level. That constructor, let's get him over there as well. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm going to come over there. I've just found an amazing arid planet, which is the planet type we start on in this instance, so I definitely want that. Where are my scientists to? Right, he's over there. Okay, good. Let's get, yeah, definitely get that over there, and I'll begin that planet system next, basically. Okay. I think I'll probably check chat every time there's an event. There's one, yeah, I'll tab out to see what's going on. That's what I could do. It's a bit hard to alt tab out when I'm on fastest without potentially causing an issue. Yeah, without pausing it. So I'll check chat in a minute. Definitely need to get a second monitor, still haven't gotten around to doing it. Right. So we can see here how close they are to finishing surveying. And great, I've actually discovered alien life, which is a basic... yeah, one of the early basic stuff going on. Okay, nothing much going on in chat. Any questions, chat? Let me know. So, extra society from that one. Where's that? One's a bead waiting. Habitable World Survey, which is still in the game, and still does the old same thing. Extra money and society research for doing that one, influence for that one. I think I'm going to go for that option.
Situation log updated.
To scout 8 planets. I've only found 1 so far. Yeah, a bit harder to explore these days. Contact report, planetary anomalia. Okay, so another early basic
system
events.
survey complete.
And bead is fully surveyed, which means I can now expand my territory over to here when I have enough influence, which I actually don't yet. Now, in the Unity and the expansion bit, there's actually a reduction here by 10%. I could wait 22 months for that, but I don't think I'm going to. So it would have saved about 8. Is it? Influence off? Nah. That's actually a good choke point there. It's only... yeah. Might want to just stick a massive fortress there. But I may want to come over here more. But I think I'm going to expand elsewhere down here. In the meantime, maybe. Yeah. I could get 1 fortress there, maybe. 1 star base. 1 there. Get all of that territory. Maybe 1 there as well. So that's 3 on that side. 1 there. 1 there, maybe. So that's 5. 1 there, that's 6. So I could get a huge amount of territory by doing that. Not too many star bases needed. That's what I might do, I'm thinking. Right, so let's get this science ship back into action. Let's come over here. Can I do that one yet? This guy's called Tirana. Yeah, he has actually an anomaly bonus. I'll do that level 1. 1 now, I think, because who knows, that might be something worthwhile picking up straight away.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we now own that territory. I can manipulate the resources found within. So I definitely need more minerals, so I get that first. A 3 source of physics, 3 science at this stage is on the verge of definitely thinking about getting it. If it was 4, I would get it straight away, or nearly straight away. I think I probably will get it pretty soon. So we've got a quest here, the Voltown Star Assembly. Have a quick look at chat. Right. Chat's asking, did you mention goals for this Let's Play? Well, goals are basically to show off as many of the features found within the expansion and cherry patch as possible. And yeah, I want to show off the new edicts a lot coming up. I'm probably going to go psionics since I'm spiritualist, and hopefully can show off some mega structures, some wormholes, some ascension gates. Yeah, just trying to show off as much as possible, basically, pretty much. Okay, so that quest starts an event chain, and this is nothing new.
Situation log updated.
It's a precursor event chain. There's a number of types, which there are anomalies all over the place for that we'll have to find. Okay. So I almost have enough for that. No, I do have enough. Okay. Colony ship's about 300-ish minerals, so I'll be getting 300 out pretty soon to colonize this world. As it turns out, I'm going to have to get some tile blockers removed here, to say the least. But luckily I picked up this guy, so there's likely to actually turn up within the possible options.
System survey complete.
Okay, so yeah, I think that may be where I put choke point of fortress. I think I'm gonna come down here next. Let's survey down to there, and over here roughly. Okay, survey the system. Is there? Yeah, that would take 3. Is there a way to get 2? Not really, probably. No. Yeah, so it's not a big deal if no one's near me, but if there's some aggressive empire nearby, I'm probably going to need some pretty good defenses, fortresses at some point. Okay, so
construction
bit of a waiting
complete.
game at the moment, getting some extra resources. Population's growing, but not crazy fast. Got no crazy bonuses yet. Right, so influence. Because I'm authoritarian, I actually get extra 0.5, so that's certainly going to help. Not sure I showed all of the ethics bonuses. So authoritarian hasn't changed. Extra slave resource production and monthly influence. Xenophile, that's border friction reduction and diplomatic influence costs. I should be able to get along better with people with that. And yeah, spiritualism has changed a little bit. So you've now got a hallowed worlds feature, temples, you gain monthly unity and edict costs. I can't remember what it was before, but there's a number of new edicts that are found here, and there's not just edicts that cost influence, there's actually edicts that can cost energy and even unity at one point, but we don't have the text for them yet. Something I've forgotten to do, which I should do, is take a look at some of my policies here. So is there any of these I actually want to change? Let's have a look. I think I'm going to change the refugees to citizen species only. I want to control that more carefully. Sadly, because we're xenophile, I can't actually displace populations, and there would no doubt be some I want to displace. But by doing that, I won't have to take in everyone. So, yeah, xenophile is good for getting at better relations, but there are downsides to it. If non-genocide is a downside, it is in a 4X game. So, yeah, other than that, I should also check out my species. If there are any changes I want to make to these. So, the acquiesce is starting a basic, yeah, they're limited on that. I'm going to put no military service. I'm going to have my main race as the militarists, leaders and armies, because they're really good at it. To be honest, they're not too bad though, they're actually strong. Keep them on chattel slavery for the time being. I think this one used to give a good food bonus as well, although I didn't mention it. Not sure if that's still the case, but that does food and mineral. These guys, I don't think I want to change. Cast is fine. If I raise that to that, which is definitely a consideration, I would actually lower my faction attraction in the areas where I want it. Authoritarians don't like that, so I won't be doing that. But yeah, that's all great, I think. And the future races, change that, and I think that's the only one I need to change. Right, let's get going again then. So, construct the... I'm going to wait to that. You know what, I'm going to pick the physics up now. I won't pick up the energy quite yet, but it won't be too long before I get it. Right, it's going there, even though it's there, okay. It's the big pulsar in the middle, that's right. Okay, I need to save it for a colony ship as well, don't I? Which I've just spent minerals getting that. 180 I need. You know what, let's cancel that then. Let's get the colony ship out first. It costs 18 maintenance for the colony ship, so I will actually need that energy pretty soon. And then I'll pick up that physics if I haven't found more minerals. Magnetic reversal, so there was a... That was from a recent event anomaly I just did. What's going on? I just got here. Chat saying hi to Buhi, is it? I don't know how you pronounce that. Lots are going on. It's not too far in. We're only 3 years in. So from this, I just gained extra physics. I was hoping for a resource. This is going to be uploaded to YouTube. If not later today, definitely by tomorrow. But in terms of what you missed, I covered the race I'm playing as, and a few other things about the new expansion, and yeah, it's pretty much probably a few other things as well, which I've forgotten. Right, so this science ship, let's get this back doing something useful like surveying. Let's come over there. Can't expand into a new system until you've surveyed it, so it's a pretty damn good idea. Constructor ships are waiting because I am waiting for that. So it's 330 for the colony ship, and 1 more month and I should be able to get it out. Question is, which species do I want to use to colonize? That's what I'm going to have to figure out now. So what do I want on here mainly? So my main species, the Sacrosanct, is more the, well, energy, science, unity type resources, and the other guys are the food and minerals. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. Right, I think it's more the other tiles and blanks, so I'm going to have my main species colonize here. Start out the Sacrosanct. Okay, and yeah, that's going to take a while to get built. Gonna have to pay maintenance. I need to find more minerals. I need to survey more. Oh, there's actually, yeah, decent resources here. I'm gonna want to pick that up as soon as I've got that. which maybe I should have done before making a colony ship, but not too much difference. The ability I'm getting from the Grand Illuminator, my leader, reduction on these is really damn good, so I got really lucky with that. So let's pick that up. Okay. I should mention, if you're just joining as well, check out the description as well as info about the stream and the channel in general. Might as well do that because it's on 5%. Looks like I've just found a desert world. That's also another one I can colonize. Not as easily as an arid world, but yeah, won't have as good as habitability. I've selected non-adaptive for both of my main species, which reduces habitability, but it's a great negative trait because it's the only trait in the game that you get 2 points for. And losing 10% habitability isn't that much of an issue, frankly, although it does affect growth rate, happiness, and the ability to colonize in the first place. But yeah, it's really not that much of a big of an issue, especially later on into the game. So I just got more minerals there, so I'm low on minerals, frankly, now. Is there a 3 energy here? Yeah, I'm going to pick that one up then. Okay, going to be -8 from that colony ship soon, so I probably want to get up to that point at least. Early game I'm kind of wanting to break even, mainly near to break even on food and energy, and mainly just get my minerals up. And when I find a very good amount of science, I will pick it up. 3 is decent. Anything more than that and I'd definitely pick it up. I have to get that system though first. I'm waiting for my influence to reach. I think I need 67 when I get that, which is going to be my next pick. So I could get this into the right location, which I will. And my general expansion is going to be heading off towards good choke points where I can stick fortresses
the spirits have granted
and
us
defend
new
them,
wisdom.
which I'm probably going to have to do on hard difficulty, which I'm playing on against certain empires when I eventually find them. So I just picked up, what was it? Extra minerals and army damage. I'm a spiritualist, so I'm not going to be continuing down that path to get robots. If you want to watch a robot let's play, check out my last one for Stellaris. Yeah, this is a new tech actually. Each hull type can get extra hit points, and we get some here for corvettes. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. Pirates, I should mention. Now, normally about this time in the game, pirates can appear. Now they can't appear for 10 years at least, and pirates work in a bit of a different way. You don't just get one pirate event now, they keep on coming back, but they only come to areas on your border which you haven't well, got within your border yet, but they grow in strength as well increasingly, so they can be, yeah, it's definitely more of an issue now.
Construction complete.
Right, mining station there for energy, okay. Colony ship's about to finish.
Construction complete.
So spaceport finished. Colony ship, let's get you over to this rather damn good looking planet, or at least it will be long term, because currently it's not so great with all of these tile blockers. Best place to colonize always is on the best energy tile. Temporarily, longer term I'm going to be wanting to stick it in the middle of these 9 tiles, well 8 tiles, don't want to put it there because that's next to the edge. Yeah, I want to stick it there to get the adjacency bonuses, which you get once you've upgraded your initial basic shelter, which you start with, but that's in the future. Okay, so first colony ship is en route. Okay, so that covers it for the first video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the Let's Play. Don't worry if you miss any streams, because all of these videos will be uploaded to YouTube. But if you do want to catch a stream, the best chance of you being able to do that is if you subscribe, click the bell icon to get notifications, or follow me on Twitter. I should also mention as well, I could really do with more support. So one way you can do that is by checking out my Patreon and becoming a patron. And I'd just like to thank my existing patrons who have been amazing help in keeping the channel going. Right, that's it then for the first video. Hope you watch the next one. Check out the link in the outro of this video which follows now, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.